Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Heritage and Home Crochet Podcast. My name is Deja, and I am your host. I am coming to you today from the couch, aka the place where I do 90% of my crocheting in front of the television. It's so bad, but I know we all do it. But I'm excited to be coming to you guys today because as you know, there's been a little bit of a lull in my putting out content, and I feel like this is my way of showing you the truth and the realness of trying to be a content creator and trying to start a small business, especially a handmade business. So here I am hanging out my dirty laundry to some degree. But yeah, so I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit and just do like a bit of a different for bit of a different sort of a format, when it comes to my channel. So I'm working on just something random, just something to do while I chit chat with y'all. So I've been, like I said, I've been having a hard time with putting out content. Sometimes I can get extremely overwhelmed just with everything, and you have, it's just a lot of thoughts, that you have when you are trying to create a business. There's a lot of doubts that can run into your head, and there's a lot of, sometimes you can compare yourself to other people and what they're putting out and their level of productivity and what looks right to them. And sometimes you feel bad. You can really easily feel bad that you're not good enough, or that you're not going to make it, because there's so much competition. And like, what could I possibly bring to the table that's new, that's creative, that's inventive, that has your personal stamp on it. And I know those are just thoughts, and you can't focus on those things. You have to kind of get yourself out of that. But sometimes it can really affect your productivity, and really, more importantly, your creativity. And for me, that's the thing that I get the most concerned about, is how to keep a business going when you're not feeling creative. So, that's why it's my goal to create patterns. I love the idea of making patterns and people buying my patterns and using them in their daily lives. Just warms my heart. But even more than that, I want to be able to have a break sometimes from the creative aspect of it, and sometimes just actually like executing those prior creations. So that's my idea, and that's why I really want to create patterns. I have been still sorry. There's like dust motes, or not dust motes, but like little fiber motes kind of floating around. um, but I have been trying to put in some work when it comes to my business, though. A little something every week, or even every day or every other day, that can kind of contribute towards the business. But this is just a very real and raw, like, example of what happens when you're trying to start a business. It's very hard, and sometimes you don't have someone to pat you on the back and say it's okay, and to take your time and go slow, or somebody to hype you up and give you a pep talk. Sometimes you have to dig down deep and find that for yourself. And I was talking to someone today, my local yarn store owner, and she was saying that she has days. She's like, every 6 weeks or so, she just asks herself, is this it? Is this the end? That I just put the final nail in the coffin of my business? It's like, oh my gosh, that is hilarious, just to hear that, just to know that she does have a successful and thriving small business, but she does have those feelings sometimes too. And just the very real aspect of trying to create patterns, and trying to stock a shop, is that sometimes you don't want to make the same product over and over and over again. It's hard. So those are like little elements of trying to start a business that's very kind of hard to deal with, especially when you're someone like me. I get very fueled up when I have an idea, and once I execute it, like, that's it. Like, I've already experimented with it, it's done, I don't want to do it again. So I have a hard time trying to like stock up a shop with many of the same items, or whatever. So that is something that you just have to be realistic and try to find other ways to diversify the those products and services that you have when it comes to building a crochet business, or any type of a handmade business, if that's something that you struggle with. Um, so that's something that I am currently in the process of working on. For me, it's all about the patterns, but it's also putting out content. So that's another aspect that I struggle with as well, because I'm first of all not very social media savvy. And second of all, I don't really like it. I don't really like having to halt, like when I have a burning like idea that I want to execute. I don't like halting it to document it, to take a picture, to take a video. And sometimes even when it comes to pattern writing, it's hard for me even to stop and every row or every other row or every 2 rows or 3 rows, writing down what I've done. Sometimes I just need to like do it in a blaze, and sometimes that's not really ideal because you forgot what you did 3 rows down, especially if you're increasing and decreasing. You can easily forget what you've done, and it doesn't always work out when you're just trying to look at the rows and see what you did, so it's a lot. It's I'm still finding my space, my space and my pace and my way of doing things, with that. So I'm trying to, get that all sorted out. But it's definitely a work in progress, and it's it's hard. It's really hard because there's no one to be there to say, "Hey, do this at this time," and da 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 da. You have to literally motivate yourself and figure out what you're going to do. It's a constant push. It's an uphill battle every day, and especially when you are just starting out, it's like a long road ahead of you. But this is my dream. It's something that I really, really, really want to do. I want to have financial freedom. I want to be my own boss. I want to have that freedom and autonomy when it comes to my work environment and, the kind of space that I am allowing myself to be in mentally, and the physical space I'm allowing myself to be in, because that affects you. That affects your quality of life. And to me, that's the biggest thing is having a better and more peaceful mindset, because that really affects pretty much everything. It affects your relationships with other people. It affects your relationship with yourself even. It's a lot. And so for me, I need to work on my own. I need to have my own business, and that's why I can't give up. I won't give up, but it is hard. There's struggles every single day, and it's a daily stress and motivating yourself, and a battle to every single day. Like, tell yourself, you got to do this, try, put something out there. So I went to a like a financial class today, like for small businesses, and they also touched on like personal finances. It was really nice, just being able to talk to other business owners, small business owners, particularly Black and brown business owners. I think I told you guys that I signed up to be in that class, like a business class specifically for small businesses. And it was really good, but the best part was talking to other people who kind of have been in your same boat before. Let me tilt this. Yeah, who've been in your boat before. So I got to talk to people from restaurant owners to like gyms or like fitness classes, to people who do handmade businesses. So that was really nice. And the biggest thing that I got out of it was, when it comes to marketing, social media, which is hard. Obviously, you guys know that I am really bad at it. I get really burned out on it very quickly, and it's super overwhelming. It's one thing to put your stuff out there, but to have to stay up to date and keep abreast on what everybody else is doing and staying current with the trends and just being in the know about things, to me, that's exhausting. I don't enjoy the process of that. I like novel things. I don't like trends. So it's not fun. It's not it, I don't know. And social media, I'm a sensitive person. I don't know if anybody like really knows that or knows the idea of that, but I'm a sensitive person, and so sometimes and when I mean highly sensitive, if that makes sense. If you ever heard of the highly sensitive person trait. But a lot of times I get very overwhelmed with like loud noises and bright lights and just a lot of sensory stimulation is hard. And a lot of times social media, that's all you're getting, because people want to get noticed. So they have a lot of loud music. They're doing silly things. They're it's just a lot. So it's just kind of a lot. And when you just have reel after reel after reel on your feed, it's just like, I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. I literally have amber lighting in all of the lamps in my home. I don't use overhead lighting because it's so jarring and it's so harsh. I use candlelight a lot of times because it's a lot softer, it's a lot moodier. That nice ambiance that just makes me feel a little bit better and warmer and cozy. So you can see my lamp, it has like an amber light, it's not like a normal light. So, you know, being someone trying to elbow your way into this sort of industry is kind of hard when you are like that, and you have to be very careful and intentional about how you spend that energy and how you allow yourself to be stimulated. So yeah, you know, it's a thing, it's a struggle, but I hope I'm not the only one out there, you know, that is watching this video that kind of deals with that. If you know, you understand, but I can understand how if you don't have that trait, you won't understand. Sometimes it's just a lot. This world is just a lot. Sometimes the sun is too much. It's like, oh my gosh, you need to tone it down a little bit. So, yeah, it's funny. It's so funny. But you know, you gotta add some humor to it. You gotta have some joy, have some positivity, and you know, talk to other people who are kind of going through the same thing, who know what it's like and who have maybe passed those hurdles that you're dealing with currently. So, you know, that's really what it is. But I will say that I have been dealing with creativity slump, motivation slump, productivity slump, because it all is a little overwhelming. And you know, I think we do have this culture of like, live your bliss, do this, that, and the other. Somebody like brought that out to me, and I was like, that's so true. You know, this culture of doing that, which it makes it like you're missing out if you're not being a profitable entrepreneur that has a wonderful thriving small business. You know, it makes it hard because everybody's not, especially depending on the craft that you're doing or the business or service that you're offering, it's not going to be like that. You're going to have to fight tooth and nail for clients, you know, and people are not often as willing to try products, you know, commit to like products as much as they are like a piece of food, you know. So it's a little bit harder, I've been finding, doing a handmade business, and especially the crochet business where there's the trends of it everywhere, and people want granny square everything. And let me tell you, I don't do granny squares and I'm not about to follow a trend just because it might be profitable for me. I'm not like, to me, I can't sacrifice that integrity and that authenticity to be doing that. I just can't. So I'm not gonna be making any bucket hats. I'm not gonna be making any granny squares, and I'm not gonna be making any granny square bucket hats. It's just not happening. So, yeah, no. So, anyways, with that being said, I'm still gonna try to be true to myself, but also put things out that I do hope people respond well to and will like. But yeah, so with that being said, I do have some things in the works. Of course, I have part 2 of my video that I need to put out. So for me, you guys, the only thing that I want to do is crochet. That's all I want to do. I don't want to make videos. I don't mind talking to the camera. I just don't want to edit it and have to like put it out and do all of that and wait for it and put the right tags in it and put the right description and all of that and try to make it engaging and marketable. It's just too much. I just want to crochet. So I am probably going to be very slow with putting out videos. I know in my heart of hearts that I need to be more consistent with putting out videos. I know that. But it's sometimes hard to do that. I know some people will not understand that. It's like when you know that what you have to do, you just do it. But sometimes it's not really that easy, especially when tedious activities are not really your strong suit. And I don't do well with like the admin side of things sometimes. I'm, like I said, I'm a creative. I just want to crochet. I just want to conceptualize ideas and execute those ideas. It's that building a website and creating a video and, you know, all of those things, just too much. Because when you make one pattern, you have to do so many things to get the pattern to a place where people can buy it. You have to take photos, you have to grade it and scale it, you have to like make sure it's perfect and find yarn substitutions, and you have to type it all out and put it in a place that people are going to have easy access to it. And it's just a lot. It's not just as simple as making a pattern, you know. I want my patterns to be accessible to people. That's something that's important to me. So I'm gonna keep pushing myself for you guys, you know, who are interested in the patterns that I'm making. But just know it's not without its efforts. But it's a labor of love for sure, because it's an investment in my future, but it also is something that I can give to this community, that I can have my personal stamp on, and something that I can be proud of. So I'm excited for what the future has in store. I just know that for me, it's going to be slow going. I want to take, I want to take this time to sort of take the pressure off of myself and, you know, let you guys know where I stand when it comes to this business thing. It's just going to be a little slow going for me. And I know that nobody's holding me to this impossible standard, but I hold myself to it. So this makes me feel better to be able to let you guys know how I've been feeling and where I stand, and just where things are going to go from now. So yeah. But like I said, with that, with all of that being said, I do have some videos to post. I have my part 2, which has my sustainability second that I've been working on editing. But the second video that I have is a what do you call it? It's a tag, a crochet tag that I have been working on and wanted to create and share with people in the community, so that we can kind of learn a little bit more about each other, and where our history with crocheting even started, and you know what we really value about crocheting. And then another video is I got some lovely yarn from Hobby Lobby. Ooh, and I want to share that with you. So it's this bunch of yarn that I got from the Hobby Lobby sale, and I can't wait to share that haul with you guys. I haven't used any of it, so I definitely will be sharing it with you very soon. But yep, that is what I have coming up. And yeah, every pattern that I've been working on, or not even every pattern, but every project I've been working on, I have just put everything on hold. Like, that's it. And it's so hard because I want to be active, I want to be productive, I want to be doing something, but it's like sometimes I just get so scrambled and overwhelmed with all of the things to do that I can't even think about doing the most basic and fundamental things and just keeping it going. So, you know, I just really need to kind of get things off the ground. But there's a lot in the scene, behind the scenes, that, you know, you have to work on. I'm still working on building a website, you know, and creating an e-shop and all of that. It's just, it's a lot. And it's not cheap, you know. That's like starting up a business is not cheap. Crocheting is definitely one of the easier ones to start up, because for the just basic materials is not much, you know. But when you are trying to create like something that you can keep and it's sustainable, it does get a little bit more expensive, especially when you want to buy nicer quality yarns, and you know, when you want to have a website or even a workspace, like, you know, renting out a workspace so that you're not being at home all the time, having yarn literally in every room of the house. That's a very real thing. My yarn needs a place to go. So I am looking into finding a space where I live to rent out and be able to work out of, because, you know, sometimes it's like a mental click, like, you know, being at school, you know, like, okay, this is the time to be scholastic and academic and focus on these and put my mind in that mindset. But when you're at home, you automatically are like, oh, it's time to relax, it's time to rest. And then, you know, when you're at work, you're like, okay, this is the time that I need to be thinking about work. So sometimes it's better to have a space to work out of. We do have a second bedroom, but it's not really turned into a home office. It's literally a guest room. So I might have to turn that into a home office, or if I can't find a space to rent out, that'll be the right price. But if not, I'm gonna have to find something, because my yarn is literally everywhere. It's too much. It's too much everywhere. It's beautiful to look at, but it overwhelms me because I have so many ideas for all of the yarn that everything kind of like erupts in my mind. It's like a volcanic explosion in my brain, like multiple times a day, because it's just too much. So yeah, like I said, I just kind of tabled a bunch of my projects, and I will be just continuing them. I might even just stop them all for now and then just start on new projects, just to kind of get my creative juices flowing again. Sometimes they can get a little stale, crunchy. They need to get rejuvenated. So I'm probably gonna be doing that. But this is a very real struggle. I hope I'm not the only one who deals with this. I know for me in my head, I'm like, why can't you just do it? Just do what you have to do to do what you have to do. And it's like, but girl, don't you know, like, my brain don't act like that. It don't work like that. So I'm literally talking to myself like this. It's hard when you're just standing in your own way, but tis what it is. So anyways, that is all for this video. I'm posting this before I post anything else, so you should see some other videos kind of coming through. And again, this is filmed on my cell phone, so the quality is probably not going to be the same as what you're used to, but tis what it is. That's gonna be my new motto. Eventually I want to get some merchandise, some merch, and I have some of my weird sayings on it if I even develop any, but that's one of the dreams that I have, is some merch. But yeah, maybe I could be like, tis what it is. I don't know. Anyways, if you guys are small business owners as well, or have any tips to give me, please drop them in the comments. If you have any questions, I do have my sustainable brainy that I am still working on. I am now about to make another version of it with the other bamboo yarn. Oh, this is tinsel yarn. So I'm gonna make another version of it. So once I do that, it will be ready for testing. So I'm excited to share that with you guys when the time is right. But yeah, if you are interested in doing it, let me know. In testing it anyways, let me know. Go ahead and put it in the comments, or email me. My email should be in the link of this video. Not in the link, but in the description box of this video. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. That's all. Have a great day.